Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Faith. Today I'm super duper excited because I am going to be doing my Q&A video. In my last thrift haul with your guys' giveaway entries, I asked you guys to ask me some questions and a lot of you guys did, and I'm so excited to answer these. I love you guys so much, and so many of you entered my giveaway and I'm so excited to pick the winner in a few days. Let's just get right into it. Also, yes, the ribbons and braids have been a thing for me recently. I'm rocking them again today. The first question is, what do you do for work outside of YouTube? I work at a restaurant, an Italian restaurant. I'm a food runner, so it's not the server, but it's like the person that brings you the food. I love it. Well, I mean, I don't like love it as much as I like love doing this, but I really enjoy it. I love everyone I work with. I think it's like I'm always on my feet and running around, and I just have been working at this restaurant for like a really long time, and I just love everyone there, and it's taught me a lot working at a restaurant. So if you're like looking for your first job or like a cool new job to get, I definitely recommend working at a restaurant. It's like hard work, sometimes dirty work, but it teaches you a lot, and I think you can make good money with it. That's what I do outside of YouTube. Favorite color combo at the moment? I've really been into like pink and white recently, but I always love green. Green has always been my favorite color. But my favorite color combo recently has been pink and white, definitely. What is your favorite movie of all time? If I had to pick one, it would probably be Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. But other movies that I really love is like Black Swan, I love that movie. Closer, I love that movie. Aladdin is one of my favorite movies. Wolf of Wall Street, Dead Poet Society. Kind of basic, but you know, kind of comfort movies, I guess. How could you describe your style? And do you usually go for darker or lighter colors? I guess I would describe my style as just me. I feel like I talked about this in like my reviewing my eras video, but in the past I've really like tried to stick with a certain like aesthetic or style, and I feel like it was very like not creative for me, so now I just kind of literally wear whatever I want. So I usually go for lighter or darker colors. Recently I've been going for lighter colors, but usually darker colors look more flattering on me, I'd say. I don't really think I look good in like pastels. I like don't look good in yellow. I haven't really thought about that. But yeah. Who are your fashion inspos and icons? Sorry, the lighting kind of just went out a little bit. My fashion inspos is Enya Umanzer. I don't know how to pronounce her last name. And Jaja. Enya, period. She has influenced my style a lot, especially when I was in high school. A fellow Aquarius like me. And I actually might do a lookbook inspired by her soon, but she has definitely been one of my biggest style icons ever, and same with Bella Hadid. Bella Hadid more recently, but Enya has like always been my biggest style icon. What is your all-time favorite book? And also tell me an embarrassing story. My all-time favorite book is either My Dark Vanessa or The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Highly recommend both of those books. My Dark Vanessa's very dark book and it's kind of disturbing, so be warned. But I recommend to literally everybody I know The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo because it's actually the best book ever. An embarrassing story is last year I was on the Stairmaster and I fainted in Planet Fitness off of the Stairmaster, so that thing is high, and I fainted backwards onto the ground and I got a concussion. So that is an embarrassing story, I guess. What are your absolute top 5 tips for thrifting? I got this question a lot, just tips for thrifting, and I might do a video all about like thrifting tips. I guess this is gonna answer all of the like thrifting tip questions. I don't know if I can think of 5 at the top of my head, but honestly, for me, I'd say when you walk into the thrift store, have like some sort of idea on what you want to get. I always have like pieces that I'm like thinking about thrifting or like really want to find, and sometimes they don't find that and sometimes they do, but like walking in with an idea on something that you want like helps me, I guess. And also go in there with time on your hands, because it's like very overwhelming when you walk into a thrift store because there's so much stuff, but you really gotta like sift through everything. Also, sometimes you don't get a good thrift trip, but don't let it discourage you. There's been a month where I don't find anything that great, but then just one random trip I'll find so many great pieces. So be patient, don't get discouraged, and just have fun. I feel like the best part of thrifting is that like there is so much stuff, that so many things that you can think about and experiment with. I feel like that thrifting has helped my style so much because I just kind of had fun with different types of pieces. I don't know if that was helpful at all, but those are some thrift trip tips, I guess. What's your best advice for finding great pieces at the thrift store? I'd say just, like I said, look, like kind of have an idea on what you want to get. I guess knowing vintage brands is helpful if you're interested in like buying vintage. For me, it just took like going there a lot. I don't think I have like a tip for like finding great pieces because it really just depends on being there at the right time. Honestly, all luck and chance. You just kind of have to be willing to look for it. I guess that's my best advice, is just be willing to be there for a little while and search for pieces. Are you a dog person or a cat person? I am 100% a cat person. I've never had a dog before. I've only had cats. Put 2 pictures of my cats because I love them and they're my pride and joy, but I'm definitely a cat person. Favorite movie for fashion inspiration? Definitely Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Love Clementine's style. It's just so quirky and like wacky, and I just love that. If you could wear one outfit for the rest of your life, what would it be? It would be baggy jeans and a tank top, 100%. What do you want to do for a career / see yourself in 5 to 10 years? It's crazy because I don't know. And it doesn't bother me at all because I just kind of have this weird faith in myself that everything will work out. I prioritize my happiness over actually everything, so I know in my life I'll always be happy, and that's kind of all I can aspire to do. Even if I have to have a shitty job for the rest of my life, but can dedicate the rest of my life out of work doing what I love, that would be a perfectly amazing life for me, and I'm fine with that. I guess dream career would be being able to do this full time, or like having my own thrift store. That would probably be a dream career for me. And who knows, maybe that will be my reality. As far as where do I see myself in 5 to 10 years, all I can say is I hope to see myself happy and not living in a regret or like wishing I did something different, which I don't think I will, but I genuinely have no idea where my life is going to take me in 5 to 10 years. I don't really have a plan, but it doesn't scare me at all. I am just doing me. What are the best places to go thrifting? I love Salvation Army. That's my favorite thrift store. But also I love my local thrift stores. Savers is not my favorite because it's a little more expensive. So I recommend going to local thrift stores. I think that is like the best place to go, price-wise, but I also love Salvation Army. If you could be any planet, which would you be? This was like one of my favorite questions that I got asked. I would be Venus, obviously, planet of love. Your best thrift find ever? I've thrifted a few like designer pieces. I'm not sure if they're like real, but I've thrifted like a Vivienne Westwood top, a Jean Paul Gaultier top, Dolce & Gabbana top. I don't know if they're real or not, but I've thrifted stuff like that. Probably my butterfly jeans that I've showed before by Dollhouse, one of my best thrift finds. My vintage Charlotte Russe like Penny Lane coat, one of my best thrift finds. I have actually a video of my best thrift finds. I will put that in the description if you guys want to watch that. But yeah, that's what I can think of at the top of my head. You could get up and leave everything behind for a month. Where would you go and why? I would go to a little cottage in the middle of nowhere in a meadow with grass, just surrounded by grass. And if, like, I literally have a Pinterest board called Heaven, and it is just photos of like a meadow, a field. I'll put like pictures so you guys can visualize what I mean. And I would have no phone. I would just pick flowers and berries and cook and sit outside and listen to music and just vibe and wear cute clothes and dance around. If you could travel anywhere, where would you go and why? I really want to go to Hawaii. I want to go to Paris, Hawaii. I also want to go to Vietnam because I'm Vietnamese and I have only been there when I was born, so I would love to go to Vietnam as well. When did you first start thrifting? I first started really thrifting my freshman year of high school. My mom used to thrift and like I was an asshole and I like thought it was gross. And then I don't know what the shift was, but then I started thrifting and I've been thrifting ever since. Favorite present you've ever gotten? My sister got me tickets to see Wicked, and I love theater, so like I really loved that gift. I really like when my friends give me picture frames or my friends write me cards. I am a card lover. If you've ever written me a card ever in my life, I have it still, and I read it frequently whenever I'm sad. So probably just like cards, picture frames. Like every time somebody asks me what I want, whether for my birthday, Christmas, I ask for a card and I ask for a framed photo of me and them, and those are probably my favorite gifts. How did you get into thrifting and how long have you been doing it? I got into it because my mom thrifted, and I've been doing it since freshman year. Freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, freshman year of college, so that's 2019, 2020, 2021. I guess 8 years, 7 years, I don't know. Are you in college? What are you majoring in, if so? No, I am not in college. I was at communities college and I was a liberal arts major, but then I stopped going. How long has fashion played a role in your life? It's played a role in my life forever. I grew up really insecure. Went to a very predominantly white school, so I would get bullied for being Asian. So I was very insecure, but fashion and clothes made me feel like I was beautiful. Clothes and fashion has given me confidence when I didn't feel good about myself, and it's just how I express myself, honestly, by the things that I wear and by my clothes, and I love experimenting with it, and I've always loved doing that. How has your style changed over the years, and what is the inspiration for your current style? My style has changed over the years a lot. I have changed a lot. I think just by the things I'm watching or seeing or following in the past has really influenced it. Now I'm at a place where like I just wear whatever. I don't feel like I have to follow a certain vibe or aesthetic, which I used to feel that way. What's the inspiration for your current style? I don't really know. I think I just want to be dainty. I want to be like fragile and dainty because I sometimes don't feel that way. Sometimes I feel too goofy to be fragile and dainty and like feminine. But yeah, I'm just tapping into my feminine vibe recently. What's your favorite beauty product? My favorite beauty product is my lip liner, also my eyebrow pencil. I feel like those two things I love. Cream blush, favorite. Bronzer, love it. If you guys like want specific brands, the LA Girls lip liner pencil in Sugar and Spice, goated product. The Anastasia Brow Wiz, and then probably the Milk Makeup cream blushes are like my favorite. What's the most meaningful thrift piece? I wouldn't say the clothes I thrift are like that meaningful. I love them and they like are prized possessions, but they don't like make me feel any sort of type of way in my heart. I guess like a picture frame that I thrifted because it holds a picture of like me and my best friends. My most meaningful is this picture frame just because it holds a picture of me and my best friends. Probably also this necklace. I love this. I wear it all the time. Who is your favorite artist? Doja Cat is one of my favorite artists. Taylor Swift. Ariana Grande. I don't know, I'm kind of basic, so I guess they're my favorite artists. Do you mainly get your thrift finds from sifting through big stores like Goodwill, or do you go to curated vintage stores or online? Definitely big stores like Goodwill. I have never really bought anything from a vintage shop. I also don't want to spend money, like that much money, so I don't really go to like curated vintage stores. But also where I live, I don't really have that. If I lived in like New York City, I'd probably thrift that a lot. But where I live, I kind of only have like little thrift stores. But I do also shop on Depop sometimes, so I guess that's kind of like online. How do you gain confidence in clothing, and how did you differentiate between what's trendy and what's your actual style? When it comes to gaining confidence, I'd say wear clothing that makes you feel good and that makes you feel confident. And that's kind of like obvious, but in the past I've worn things that make me feel kind of uncomfortable, and that doesn't make me feel confident. So I think the key to confidence in clothing is find the pieces that look good and you feel good in them and stick with that. I think like a lot of times people like think that like to be confident in your clothing or to feel good about yourself, you have to like do things super different and like crazy, but you just have to slay. Honestly, confidence is a mindset. There's no incorporating fashion. Like the fashion is like the accessory. It's you that gives confidence. And how do I differentiate between trendy and what's my actual style? I think if you really want to like explore your own style, try to like walk away from like shopping at places like Forever 21, H&M. Not saying there's anything wrong with places like that. I literally still shop there, but if you're constantly consuming those, they're very trend based. So you're kind of just like walking through a place where there's just trends. Do you know what I mean? That's why I recommend everybody should go thrifting, because you walk in there and there is a million different types of styles there. Wear whatever the fuck you want. Honestly, that's the only thing I could say. How old are you? I'm 21 years old. Is there anything you collect? Oh, I think I just like, I get like obsessed with things, and I just have a lot of them now. Like the Sony Angels, I have so many of them now because I went through a phase where I was obsessed with them. Mugs, I guess. I love collecting vintage mugs from the thrift store. There was like a time where I collected a lot of candles shaped as things, like fruit and like little objects. I don't know. I am a collector in the sense of like, if I get obsessed with something, that's all I think about, and I have to buy so many different things, and then I get over it and I don't buy anything about it anymore. Do you have any items that you regret selling? Yes, I definitely do. Sometimes I literally go through my Depop and I'm like, why the fuck did I sell all that? I regret selling some of the Unif things that I sold because, I don't know, they were like good pieces that like I would have still enjoyed wearing now, but I think I just like really wanted money, so I just sold it. Definitely things that I regret selling. What are some tips you have for self-confidence and self-love? I think confidence is a lifelong journey. I don't think you ever reach a peak of confidence, but I think you reach a point where you stop wishing you were someone else. At least that's my experience in my life. I think I constantly used to compare myself to others and like wish I looked like this, or wish I had this, or wish I did this, or wish I whatever. But that gets really exhausting, and it's like the thief of happiness, I guess, comparison. So my advice for self-confidence / self-love is realizing that you are beautiful and amazing because you are you, and there is nobody else like you. And I think embracing your own beauty and quirks about you is like something that made me fall in love with myself. I've learned that life is too short to like hate yourself. There are things about myself that I physically that I don't like, and I still don't like, and I think I'll always like feel a certain type of way about it, but I would never like want to be anybody else. But I think the best way to love yourself is to accept yourself for who you are, and accept all the things that you don't like about yourself, and be gentle and kind with yourself. If you're struggling with your self-worth and self-confidence, trust me, I know how that feels, but you are beautiful, and there's no reason to beat yourself up about who you are, how you look, because you're amazing and you slay. What are the hardest pieces to thrift? I think pants, just because it is hard to find pants that fit really nice at the thrift. Accessories are pretty hard for me to find good ones, I guess. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for asking me questions. This was super fun. I love just like talking to you guys, and like I feel like we're getting to know each other. Comment below a fun fact about you, because I'd love to know things about you guys. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.